It's actually getting ridiculous. I'm not even going to call them a basketball team right now. I'm going to call them a meme that is Chicago Sky.
Angel Reese destroyed right now.
Kelsey Plum takes on Angel Reese and then hits Angel Reese with the too small.
She got, for lack of a better way of putting it, cooked by Kelsey Plum last night. She cooked Angel Reese's ass.
Did that really just happen on live TV? Kelsey Plum just hit Angel Reese with a too small taunt in what might be one of her worst games yet.
But from the Chicago Sky, they are a joke. To say that Angel Reese is like a bad player.
One of the worst games she's played as a professional.
If Angel Reese, the first option in your team, is going to be the worst team in the WNBA.
And trust me, the internet is on fire. If you watch the Sparks demolish the Chicago Sky, you saw it. Plum dominated, Angel struggled, and then came the ultimate disrespect.
I'm not even going to call them a basketball team right now. I'm going to call them a meme that is Chicago Sky.
This wasn't just a play, it was a message. And Chicago, they're not looking like a team right now. They're becoming a meme. Let's break down exactly how we got here.
Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? And I didn't think it was a terrible game from Angel Reese. Kelsey Plum taunts Angel Reese.
This wasn't just another loss for the Chicago Sky. It was a collapse. And right at the center of it all, Kelsey Plum lighting it up and Angel Reese struggling to keep up.
Aisha Sivka probably will be there for Caitlin Clark, but like, I have to just say, they're a meme. They're a meme at this stage.
The Sky went up against a depleted Sparks team. No Cam Brink, no Ray Burrell, and no Rocket Jackson. Yet the Sparks, with hardship players and even a cut-and-recalled third-rounder like Liatu King playing 13 minutes, still ran the Sky off the court.
Here's the play that's got everybody talking because Kelsey Plum clowned Angel Reese after this. Obviously, Kelsey Plum's not as tall as Angel Reese is. She cooked Angel Reese's ass in hot grease.
Kelsey Plum was on fire. From the opening tip to the third quarter, she was hitting big shots, getting left wide open, and doing damage every time she touched the ball. Even when she cooled off a bit in the fourth, the damage was done.
She's not good enough to be the best player on the team. And I don't think that's a non-basketball statement. You can say what you want. Angel Reese is an unbelievable fourth option, a good third option, a solid, a below average, but not horrendous second option, but the worst first option in the WNBA.
Then came the moment everyone's talking about, Kelsey Plum attacking Angel Reese and finishing at the rim, then hitting her with a too small taunt. That wasn't just showmanship, that was personal. That was Plum saying loud and clear, "I'm here and you can't guard me."
She did, of course, she ended the game with 4 assists. There was a stage where she had 1 assist and 4 turnovers. She obviously must have 4 assists late on in the game. Because I honestly stopped looking at the box score at around the 7 or 8 minute mark. I looked at the box score and look, the box score didn't matter. The scary part is I don't know when it comes to the Sky if they're better without Angel Reese or they're just better with Elizabeth Williams on the floor.
Meanwhile, Angel Reese, statistically, not her worst game. 13 points, 12 rebounds. But if you watched it, you know it wasn't pretty. Multiple missed layups, catching her own rebounds just to finally get a bucket, and most of her plays came off second or even third efforts.
I'm not going to lie, she was actually quite efficient if you judge by points per shot possession, because 3 times in the game she missed, caught her own rebound, scored. If she misses, catches her own rebound, scores, I don't mind it. She actually kicked out once. I saw her kick out once, which was pretty good. So it wasn't even the worst game in the world from her.
It wasn't smooth, it wasn't dominant, and it certainly didn't stop the bleeding. And the defense? Virtually non-existent. Her rotations were slow, her positioning was off, and there were moments where she simply jogged back instead of contesting.
Angel Reese picking up right where she left off, breaking more WNBA records, but unfortunately for Sky fans, it came in the form of a loss.
On one brutal possession, she ran to the wrong spot and let the Sparks get an easy basket. If Caitlin Clark had done that, social media would have exploded. And now it's Angel under the spotlight. The Sky were down by 13, but honestly, it felt like they were down 30. The taunt wasn't just a highlight, it summed up the whole game.
Your player just got too small. They don't play defense. There's no effort. There is absolutely no effort. Wait, I don't think it's a bad game from Angel Reese. It is a nitpicking thing, and she made a few really nice plays.
This game wasn't just another tough night for the Chicago Sky. It was a complete unraveling. And at the center of it all was a statement play by Kelsey Plum that humiliated Angel Reese on a national stage. Let's start with context. The Sparks were missing key players. Cam Brink, Ray Burrell, and Rakia Jackson were all out.
Right here, Kelsey Plum destroyed them. 6 of 10 from three-point range, 28 points, 8 assists, 2 boards for the LA Sparks that didn't look terrible, to be honest, last night from what I could see.
They were so shorthanded that they had to bring back Liatu King, a third-round pick who had already been cut, and sign a hardship contract player just to field a full team. This was not a team playing at full strength, and yet they outplayed and outworked the Sky. And that's when Kelsey Plum stepped up and took over.
This team is not good. It's 0-3. It's ugly, and I don't know that it's going to improve.
Throughout the game, Plum was being left wide open by Chicago's defense. She took advantage every single time. She dropped buckets with ease, especially during the middle quarters, and by the time the Sky tried to adjust, it was already too late. Even though Plum cooled off a bit in the fourth quarter, the damage was done. Then came the moment that's now all over social media. Kelsey Plum finished a play over Angel Reese and immediately hit her with a too small gesture. It wasn't subtle, it wasn't accidental, it was targeted and intentional.
It's bad. It's really bad. I mean, this was 5 of 11, but the problem is when you're a 6'4" power forward, nah, bro, you can't shoot 5 of 11. You can't shoot 2 of 8. You can't go 0 of 8. You can't, no. Cardoso, my point right in front of you, she's a big. She shot 66%.
A clear sign that Plum didn't just beat her on the court, she was making a statement. That gesture has become a symbol of dominance and disrespect. And for it to be directed at Angel Reese in front of cameras during a poor defensive possession said everything. Now let's talk about Angel Reese's actual performance. Statistically, it wasn't terrible. She ended the game with 13 points and 12 rebounds. But if you watch the game, you saw the problems. Most of her scoring came from missed layups that she rebounded herself and finally converted on the second or third try.
I'm not going to lie, she was actually quite efficient if you judge by points per shot possession, because 3 times in the game she missed, caught her own rebound, scored. If she misses, catches her own rebound, scores, I don't mind it. And she actually kicked out once. I saw her kick out once, which is pretty good. So it wasn't even the worst game in the world from her.
One of her and one plays was the result of a missed shot followed by her own rebound. That's not efficient offense. That's persistence covering up inconsistency. And her defense, it was a glaring issue. Reese was consistently out of position. On one possession, she completely failed to rotate or defend, instead jogging aimlessly as the Sparks got an uncontested basket.
Even down the stretch, she got a really nice and a really kind of tough and one, but again, it's off a miss, catch her own rebound and one. Just look at this defense right here. Look at this defense. And anyone who says Angel Reese is all defense, I'm not joking. I mean this when I say this. She is a worse defender than Caitlin Clark. Sorry, she is playing the worst defense this season than Caitlin Clark. Watch Angel Reese right here. If they're in zone, they're in man. Watch Angel Reese where she's standing. Watch her on this play.
Plays like that happen more than once, and if a player like Caitlin Clark had done the same, the media would be exploding with criticism. This time, it was Angel Reese making the same mistakes, and it's starting to define her early WNBA career. The effort on the defensive end just wasn't there, and this has been a pattern. Reese has shown far more focus on crashing the offensive glass and hunting points than on locking in defensively.
What the hell is that? Like, that is a play that if Caitlin Clark did that play, you'd be saying he's the worst defender in the world. Watch Angel Reese on this play right here. Does she pick up the ball? Does she pick up the ball? Nah, she's just going to run to nowhere, give up a basket. Or does she do anything? She's jogging back on defense.
The more she tries to score, the less defense she plays. It's a troubling trend for someone who was known for intensity and toughness in college. In contrast, Elizabeth Williams has emerged as the Sky's most reliable post player. She's not just better on defense, she's more efficient on offense and plays with more energy.
Elizabeth Williams is the best post player for the Chicago Sky right now, by quite a lot. And I don't care. If you want to read box scores, you can say what you want. She is the best of these players. She had 13 and 12, and it was 13 boards. I assume she's going to lead the WNBA in rebounds again.
Analysts and fans alike are noticing that the Sky often look more functional when Williams is on the floor instead of Reese. So when Kelsey Plum hit her with a too small taunt, it wasn't just a highlight. It was a direct challenge. A way of saying, you're not ready for this level. It was personal, and it summed up the night better than any box score ever could. Chicago didn't just lose, they got embarrassed, and Angel Reese was at the center of it.
Too small. Kelsey Plum is a badass. Let's just keep it real. She is a badass.
What happened on the court between Kelsey Plum and Angel Reese didn't come out of nowhere. That too small taunt wasn't just a heat-of-the-moment flex. It felt personal, and it exposed something deeper brewing beneath the surface. Let's be honest, Angel Reese came into the WNBA with massive hype. After a dominant college career and building a brand as one of the most talked about young stars in women's basketball, she entered the league with sky-high expectations.
And one could argue she's not showing out either. But you get my point. It'd be a whole different ball game if Angel Reese was shooting 58% from the field, with 12 rebounds and 10 of them being defensive rebounds. Where are the block shots? Defensive Player of the Year in Unrivaled, Caitlin Clark is literally clowning Angel Reese on block shots. I don't get it. I really don't. I mean, I know what I suspect, but people ain't going to like it. I just don't think she's very good. How about that? We can say the quiet part out loud.
But in just a few games, cracks are starting to show. Her game is under the microscope, and now her attitude and effort are being questioned. Kelsey Plum is a veteran. She's been through the grind, earned her stripes, and knows how to spot weakness. What she did with that taunt wasn't just showboating. It was a clear message. It said, "You're not on my level. You're not ready for this." That kind of gesture doesn't happen without a deeper feeling of frustration or disrespect. And there's a growing narrative around Angel Reese that she's more focused on image than impact.
Kelsey Plum, in fairness, she just went nuclear. She was kind of quiet in the fourth quarter, but she went nuclear in this game. Was being left wide open. The Chicago Sky had a little bit of success in their zone, I guess. Chicago Sky's best player on the season has been Beck Allen. Like, she has been. She's been their best player on the season. She was their best player today, and Beck Allen is up averaging 10 points per game. She's been their best player on the season, was their best player today.
In this game alone, the lack of defensive effort was impossible to ignore. Analysts were calling her out for jogging back on defense, missing rotations, and showing minimal hustle on key plays. Meanwhile, Kelsey Plum was torching the Sky's defense and delivering the kind of energy that wins games. The Chicago Sky's struggles aren't helping either. They're being mocked as a meme team. Fans and analysts are pointing out the irony. A team loaded with expectations getting dismantled by an injury-depleted squad. And Reese is quickly becoming the face of those struggles.
This is a Sparks team. Obviously, we know Cam Brink is injured. Ray Burrell is injured, and Rakia Jackson. So this is a Sparks team that had to play Leah 2 King player in game 2. This team is like not in a great spot.
It's not just one game. There's a pattern forming, a lack of focus on defense, an inability to finish consistently inside, and now public humiliation at the hands of a proven star. This could be the start of a real rivalry, not just team versus team, but a clash of mentalities.
Ariel Atkins, has she still not cracked 10 points in a game? You win games, you lose games, but the two of those rookies, now they did lose it close in the end. And like, I know obviously Azare did quite a bit of damage, no matter who she was on.
One player who's established and hungry to dominate, and another still trying to find her place in a league that isn't giving her any passes. When Kelsey Plum taunted Angel Reese, she wasn't just talking trash. She was calling out everything that Reese represents right now. The hype, the headlines, and the pressure. And now the question becomes, how will Angel respond?
And one could argue she's not showing out either. But you get my point. It'd be a whole different ball game if Angel Reese was shooting 58% from the field, with 12 rebounds and 10 of them being defensive rebounds. Where are the block shots? Defensive Player of the Year in Unrivaled, Caitlin Clark is literally clowning Angel Reese on block shots. I don't get it. I really don't. I mean, I know what I suspect, but people ain't going to like it. I just don't think she's very good. How about that? We can say the quiet part out loud.
So here we are, a moment that could define the early season for both players. Kelsey Plum didn't just have a great game, she delivered a statement. And Angel Reese? She's now at the center of the storm, not just because of her performance, but because of what that too small taunt represents. The Chicago Sky are being laughed at. Their defense is falling apart, their energy is lacking, and their supposed star is getting exposed. This wasn't just about stats or wins, it was about pride. And Kelsey Plum made sure to let Angel Reese and everyone watching know exactly who had the upper hand. But this story isn't over. Will Angel Reese bounce back and silence the critics? Or will moments like this start stacking up game after game? Let me know what you think. Was Plum out of line or just sending a message? Can Reese turn it around and prove she belongs? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button if you're following this drama, and subscribe for more unfiltered breakdowns of the biggest stories in the WNBA. We're just getting started.